Hello, hello, it is me. You guys, exciting news. My camera finally came. Ah! Okay, I also have this little microphone thingy, but I'm not gonna use that because it's... Anyway. Okay, my camera came today and I really wanted to make a video with, for you guys because it's exciting. It's exciting. I thought today might be like a good day to make a video, like a Q&A video, because I've been sent a lot of questions, okay? So I kind of want to answer them with you guys right now. And I'm going to read the questions of my PC behind you. So if I look a bit weird, that is the reason, okay? Let's get into it, okay. First question. Do you have a crush on a TikTok follower? If so, which one? I do not. I do not have a crush on anyone at the moment. I'm just not looking for something. Not that you immediately like look for something if you have a crush on someone, but I'm just not about that right now. I am, well, not seeing someone. I am doing stuff with someone, to someone, but I don't want anything serious. So, no. The next question I got was, what would be your ideal first date? And I honestly don't know. Again, I'm not in the mindset to be dating right now, but if I had to pick something, I would say something on the beach, like a picnic on the beach or something like that, because I love the ocean. I love it. So yeah, that would be something I would enjoy, okay. Someone asked, will you make a video about the situation with the fake dom that you had? I will make a video about that, but I'm not gonna do that right now because finals are coming up and I don't need any more stress than I already have, okay? So I will make a video about it, but just not not right now because okay. What's your type? I've been getting that question so much. I find personality more important than like physical appearance, I guess. But if I do have to describe my ideal type, physically, I would say tall, skinny, blonde, not too sweet looking. Like she can be alternative, you know. I also enjoy femmes, so yeah. Yeah, I would say that is my type. My type. Oh, I cannot speak. My type. Bright eyes, like good smile, you know, stuff like that. But the tall part is important. I do love me some tall women. And there was also a question about younger or older women. Obviously, I tend to go for older women. Yeah. Next question. We're not gonna do that question yet. I might make like a different video for those questions. Someone asked me what are your hard limits. If you saw the BDSM test video I made a few weeks ago, I you can hear like when I read some stuff that I do not like want to participate in that, but my hard limits regarding to kink are definitely age play, pet play, a grape kink some people have. I will absolutely never do that. Those are the ones I can think of right now. There are more kinks that I will never ever participate in, like anything with bodily fluids. No, I will not do. I will not pee on someone, thank you. Yeah, that's all I can think of right now, though. But there are more. Okay. Then someone asked me, because y'all hate me, okay, and y'all just want to mess with me. Someone asked me, what compliments would you accept? It depends on the person. It depends on the situation. I find it difficult to accept. I do like to hear that I have nice eyes, if you really must compliment me. But just compliment me on how you feel around me, you know, like I feel safe around you, or I feel comfortable around you, stuff like that. But yeah, it's difficult, okay? That's what happens if you're in a relationship with someone who, we're not gonna get into that. we're not gonna get into that, my god. Okay. My PC is messing with me. Next question. What's the best way to get into a safe kink relationship? I would say communication is key, obviously. You have to talk about everything and anything before you get into a dynamic. You have to know the person, you have to trust the person, because you can't have kink without trusting the other person, you know. And set clear boundaries and respect each other's boundaries. Every no is a valid no, even if you're in a relationship, because some people, like, I heard someone say, oh, but you were in a relationship, so he couldn't have raped you. Excuse me. He absolutely could have, because you can revoke your consent at any given moment. Thank you very much. So yeah, trust, communication, talk about like what you can and cannot do. Yeah, that's the advice I would give you. Where would you suggest doing research on kink? Well, when I first started kink, I just thought about like things that interested me, and I just, like, Google is free. I just looked it up on the internet. Do not pick one site, like look at a few different sites and then start reading up on stuff and start educating yourself. Yeah, if you really wanna know something, look it up. That's all I can say. I don't know what to tell you, bro. You can also like talk to people who are in the community and ask them for advice and tips and tricks if you know people like that. But Google is like a good place to start, I would say. Just make sure you don't like read one article and think, oh, that's what this is about, because that's also not the case. Oh, well, I messed up a bit with my screenshots of the questions, so. Someone asked, how did you learn English? Do you struggle with it as it's not your native language? And I struggled with it while reading the sentence. I learned English by watching TV. We had to learn it at school, but by the time I had to talk in English in school, I already spoke English. I do struggle with it. There's a lot of times that I'm like blah, 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 because I cannot speak, but I mean I'm fluent in English. I can hold conversations. I can talk to people. That's the same fucking thing. Anyway, it's not like I need to put on subtitles when I watch a movie or something. So, yeah. Okay. This is a question, and I don't know if I want to read this question because it's like rather personal. Okay, we're gonna do it. Someone asked, do you ever let anyone give to you, or are you a stone giver rather than receiver? I do like receiving, and a lot of people are shocked at that statement, but I do enjoy, depends on the person, because I have a lot of trauma, but if I trust the other person, they can absolutely give as well. But I do enjoy giving and pleasing as well. So I'm not a stone top. Like, it just depends on the person I'm in bed with. Okay, yes, and we're gonna leave it at that because that was very personal. And okay. Someone asked, how do you deal with people thirsting over you? Does it ever make you uncomfortable? Until now, I didn't really have issues with the whole thirsting. But sometimes, like lately, it's been getting worse, and people start calling me names and addressing me as like ma'am or mommy. I cannot, okay? Anyway, it feels a bit weird because these people don't know me in real life. And I'm like, why are you addressing me the way you would address someone you're in a dynamic with when you don't know me? It's a bit weird. But I started having a hard time with it when someone reacted to one of these like Q&A questions. Someone said, "Oh, I've masturbated to the thought of you," and I'm like, okay, this is getting a bit weird. This is not something I should know. It's not because I make kink-related content on the internet that you get to talk to me that way. You know, I'm still a person behind my accounts. I'm still. A lot of people forget that I'm just a person. I'm not that special. I study at university. I make some stupid TikToks. I started a YouTube channel, for fuck's sake, but I am still a person. So I think if people got to know me in real life, the thirsting would go away. Like, absolutely, because I'm not that special. Anyway, that sent me on a whole rant. Shit. Okay. Someone asked me, and I don't know if I'm interpreting this right because... what the fuck? Do you ever see red when you are in a dynamic and have to stop? I don't know what you mean by that question, but if my submissive tells me stop, and like she uses her safe word or something like that, it is a full stop, and I will never ever get mad or uncomfortable or whatever. I will never see red when my submissive asks me to stop, because no is no. Every no is a valid no. I want my submissive to be comfortable at all times. And if she tells me to stop, I stop immediately. So, that question kinda... But I don't know how you meant it, but no. If your dom gets mad at you for, like, setting up a boundary, run. Just fucking run. Boundaries need to be respected. You as a person need to be respected, and if they cannot do that, they're not a real dom, and they should go to jail. Thank you. Okay. Could you be in a poly relationship? Well. Fun story. I used to have an ex, and she came out to me as poly. So we had an open relationship, and I got my heart broken, dude. I got my fucking heart broken. But then my relationship after that, I was engaged to that person, and there were some issues. And I considered opening up the relationship. So I am leaning more towards like ENM, ethical non-monogamy. So how I would do it, I would have one like romantic partner, and the rest would just be sex, you know? That is what I would do. I don't think I can love multiple people at the same time, but I can have sex with apparently not. I can have sex with multiple people at the same time, no. When I'm in a relationship. Depending, again, on how my partner feels about it, because communication is key. Thank you. I would never do something without, like, them knowing about it or stuff, you know. Someone asked, what happens when someone forgets their safe word or can't say it verbally? Is there any other way to tell if it's too much? I make sure that my submissive has a way to communicate to me that something's wrong at all times. For example, when I give them this signal, it means don't speak unless you're spoken to. They can still always speak to me if they need to tell me that something is wrong. So my orders, how do I explain this? If I give an order and my sub is uncomfortable in any way, that order expires. It's not relevant anymore, okay? So she can communicate it to me. If I restrict her, or if I like gag her or something, we have, like, with most of them, because some people don't want to be tied down and stuff, we have like a tap, so I know that they are at their limit and that I need to stop. So you always have to have a way, regardless of what you do, you always have to have a way for your sub to communicate to you when something is wrong. If you do not, you are not practicing kink safely. Okay. Fuck. Okay. That one I'm not gonna do. No. Okay. Someone asked what age range is allowed on your Insta, YouTube, and TikTok. I always say it's 18 plus. Like when you're of age, you're allowed to be... That is my fridge, I'm so sorry. It's gonna run for a while. If you're of age, you're allowed to be on my platforms, but I will never interact with people under the age of 21, and I probably won't even react or interact to people or with people who are below my age, you know? Also, I closed my DMs because I got too many messages, so I don't react anyway. But yes, 18 plus is like the minimum for my socials. And people have not been respecting that. I love that for me. Okay. We have to click again because my PC is much sometimes. Someone asked, would you ever be down for a drink and a conversation with a follower? I used to be, I'm not anymore because people are creepy. And I cannot possibly know what your intentions are because I don't know the people that follow me. I know some of them because some of them are my friends, but yeah, no, that doesn't really seem safe. I got to know my ex through TikTok and that was a whole shit show. So no, I don't think I will easily do that. Like meet up with someone from TikTok. I don't think there's anything. Someone asked me, who do you have a crush on right now? No one. I am free. I am enjoying my single life. So yeah. I used to have like a crush on this person in my class, in my university class, but the crush died, you know, because what is something you've done, felt, seen that you wish you could experience again for the first time? Baldur's Gate 3. My god. It's such a good game, bro. It's such a good game. And I am so sad, but I mean, it's still a good game. But I also don't get to play as much because I'm in university. What has been your favorite compliment you've received that has stuck with you? As a dom, the best compliment I have ever received was, I feel safe with you. Because that's what it's about, you know? For some people, it might seem like that's not that, you know? But to me, that meant the world when she said that to me, because that's all I want. I want my submissive to feel safe. I want her to have a pleasant experience, and safety and trust is a big part of that, so yeah. Have you ever had a recurring dream or nightmare? What was it? I have, and I will get into that when I make the video about my encounter with the fake dom. But I do have like a recurring nightmare, and it mostly shows up when I am very stressed, like periods of high stress. But I will explain that in the other video because, yeah, that's too much to get into. Any beginner tips or advice for people who are new to BDSM? Educate yourself. Educate yourself, because people, like some people in the community, are fakes and they do not have your best intentions at heart. And if you prepare yourself and you're educated enough to know that some things are not okay, you can get out, you know? Because I've known some people who got into a dynamic with someone who turned out to be like a fake, and they got hurt and traumatized. So yeah. Also, if you are new as a sub, watch out for sub frenzy. It means that they like want to try everything immediately. Be careful for that, you know. Just look up the dangers, the things you have to keep in mind when you first start with kink, because there's a lot that could go wrong. And make sure you know how to spot fakes, because they are, you know my opinion on them, you know. This is a funny question. Would you rather play D&D in a seaside cabin or have CNC in a gothic castle? I would switch it around and do CNC in a seaside cabin and D&D in a gothic castle. But if I really have to choose, I love the ocean. I love D&D. So I would go with D&D in the seaside cabin, I'm not gonna lie to you. Is there a cringeworthy kink you've ever tried that you'll never do again? First of all, I do not kink shame. Your kink is not my kink, and that's okay. I am willing to try a lot, not everything, but a lot. And so far I have not done anything that I thought was cringy. Also, who am I to call someone else's kink cringe, you know? So, no. No. And that was it, my gods? No, that was not it. I'm stupid. Okay, okay. Tips for overcoming social anxiety in order to go to the gym. Just don't give a fuck. Just people who are at the gym, most of them don't care. They just want to do their workout and they're busy with themselves. I used to have that problem when I first started, but I just don't give a fuck anymore because what does it matter, you know? But I do get you because I've been there, but stop caring because they're not gonna look at you or something. Some people might try to help you and give you some tips, but that doesn't happen often. So yeah, how did you discover that you're into BDSM? Have you ever been a submissive, stuff like that? I will discuss in the video about the fake dom, because if I get into that now, it will like take too long. Okay, but those are questions I will answer. So, you guys, I have been talking for 21 minutes. I assume y'all are sick of me now, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy the new cam because I'm such a nerd, my god. Okay, thank you. I love and appreciate all of you. And I will see you next time. Okay, bye.